Good morning, fellow brew tubers. Today is a very exciting day because what I'm going to do today is propagate. Not me personally, but I'm going to propagate some Old Rosie. I'm going to try and breed some Old Rosie, and I've been watching a few YouTube videos of how to do this, so I thought I'd have a bash myself. Now before we start, let me show you what I've got. I've got a big jar or whatever, demijohn of Old Rosie, and the reason I did this is that I went to Morrison's and I saw the bottles lying about, and I thought, bloody hell, they're quite dear, and they were about £2 odd a bottle, you know, a little 500 milliliter thing, so half a litre, £2, and I thought, that's bloody dear. And it works out at £4 a litre, and I thought, you know, good at maths. And this one, which holds 2 litres, were a £5. Is it 2 litres? Yeah, £5. So it's good value, really, ain't it? If you add it up, that's 4 halves at £2. That'd be at £8. So you saved yourself £3 when I went to school. Any road up. I've had this in the bloody fridge for a couple of 3 days now, and I'm trying not to move it about too much, but there's quite a lot of sediment at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour it into these that I've already sanitised. So because I don't want to drink it now because I'll be pissed, won't I? So I'm going to whack it in here, but not coming back with a bottle, if you know what I mean. So this is going to be a bit dodgy. So I don't want to disturb the sediment at the bottom. Oops, mistake. Probably stick to that. And now I'm going to whack some apple juice. Just start on it at the top there for a start. For a start, so. Well, I'll put so much in, I don't think, just enough to get it all the way. Now what I've done today, I've been whizzing it around in the fridge, fermenting fridge thingy, and I put it on a stir plate. The bottle itself was too thick, you know, the big jug thing was too big for it to magnetise through it. So what I've had to do is put it into my jam jar. So it's been whizzing around. Then today I've changed the apple juice, the top bit of apple juice. I think it's grown a little bit, not an awful lot, but I've changed the apple juice and I put it on the whizzer again. It's been running for 3 days I think now, so let me show you. Twizzle again into the fridge, and I've got my cider going there. That's my normal cider, Sue cider, and there's my whizzer. Hopefully you can see it whizzing around, maybe not. Yeah, so see what happens there. I've put my juice in there as well to keep it at sort of fermenting temperature. It's a windy day and the bloody dog's barking, and it's the 3rd day of me yeast is going round and round on the stir plate. So let's go and have a look and see what we think. Just under the shed door. So excuse me, Henry. Right, let's see what's cracking off in here then. Oh, it's lit up. Oh, look at that. That's gone a different colour. Definitely gone a different colour. Let's see if we can get it. It's a bit of a tight squeeze with Henry, isn't it? Yeah? So, ooh, milky colour. Strangely strange. Okay, let's take it off the stir plate and see if it settles down a bit. So let's go outside and we'll take a look. Oh yes, look at that. There's certainly a lot of yeast is in there now. Well, good afternoon, and it must be about day 6 or 7 of the yeast propagation malarkey. Now at the moment I've just done this one. I've emptied it out, look, and the apple juice that I've emptied is very, very sour, so there's quite a lot of yeast in there, but I'm not happy because I want some more. So what I'm going to do, look, I'm going to whack some more of this in, and I've sanitised it at the top with a bit of star sand. So I'm going to fill it up now, because I think it'll take most of this. So I'm going to leave it another 3 days. Another 3 days, I think, or maybe even more, till this is really sour, so it's used all the sugar up. Put it on the stir plate again, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this off into different little bottles, I think. So I've got several of these, and then I'll try and ferment a yeasty, cidery rosy cider with a bit of luck. Any road up. I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll speak to you later. Right then, I'm coming to the next phase of the breeding of the yeasties, and what I've done, look, I've sanitised half a dozen little pot bottles that I've been saving, along with the stoppers at the back, and this has been running a good while now. Getting a good head on it, and what I'm going to do is give it a shake up, and then I'm going to whack it in these bottles. Right, God knows what number this is, phase or whatever you want to call it, of me Rosie Cider experiment. Well, this is me yeasties. I don't know whether there's going to be enough in there to get it cracking, but I've got plenty more if I've not. And I'm just going to whack it in one of these, which is already got me bubbles in as per normal. I've got 10 packets of cheap and cheerful apple juice, so I'm going to whack it in there and away we go. Don't know whether to put this in first or last. You know what, I think I'm going to put it in first. Get a sticky label. So that's me Rosie yeast. So that's 10 litres of apple juice in with me Rosie, and I'll just put on the sanitised lid. Put my bung in, give it a good shake, and I'm going to whack it into my fridge. So let's see how it goes with the fermentation, if it goes. Well, there she is, ready to ferment. Hopefully she'll start kicking off soon, and if she doesn't, we'll whack another yeasty in there to kick it off. But yeah, everything seems to be working okay. So update on the Rosie cider.
It started to ferment. I put the yeast in yesterday, and yeah, it's slowly taking off. Not much going on, but not bad, not bad. So let's see what. And you've seen this little fella before, haven't you? It's being reused. I'm going to wash the trub. I'm going to wash it, so hopefully we'll get some nice cider and some nice yeasties. So what I'm going to do now is drain this into this with some of this to make some homemade scrumpy rosy cider, hopefully. So that's the stuff to make it fizzy, and let's whack the bugger in. So that's twizzling round now, so we'll do a gravity on it. So the gravity started off on this malarkey at 1050, so let's see what we've got now. So that's gone down to 1006. So little test taste. I don't know whether Sue's going to like this. It's a little bit sour, but we'll have to see. It don't taste bad. Not bad at all. So it looks nice and clear, and we'll see if we can get some yeasties off here. It weren't a bad fermentation, to be absolutely honest. It was quite good. So let's see what yeasties have got left over. Right, we've given it the test taste, and it's not passed the Sue test, unfortunately. It's too sour for Sue. Now, I don't want to impart any flavours into this because I quite like this. It's a nice, dry, sharp, very sharp cider, and I think it tastes bloody lovely, to be honest. So I don't want to put any sugars into it, and even flat. I like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bottle it. There might be a little bit of fizz left in it, and see what happens. So this is now gone into the other fermenter, so I'm going to bottle it from there with that litre of apple juice that I've put in it, and that I'm going to put some water in there and give it a good swill round, and then empty it into wherever it is. Where are we? Into that thing, and see if we can get some yeast from it, because it might not suit Sue, but it certainly suits the old fat. Time for a bit of twist and shake, I think. Whew. Bit messy. Well, I think the yeast cultivation has gone quite well. If you have a look at the bottom there, there's quite a bit of yeast there. So what I plan to do now, I've washed it a couple of times, and I'm going to whack it in these lemonade bottles that I've sanitised. Still got some Star San in there. So we'll have 2 good doses. So I'll whack it into here and give it a good shake up. So that's worked out fairly well, and now I've just got to have a little bit of patience and wait for my Old Rosie cider to come to fruition, and then it's a test taste time. So I'll see you at the test taste. What can I say? It's test taste time, or let's see what this cider's like. It's the Old Rosie clone, if you like. Is it a clone? I don't know if it's a bloody clone anymore. But on any road up, I'm going to bloody try it. So, yeah, it's another start to finish malarkey, and it's time to see what this brew actually tastes like. So I've got my special old glass out. It's old speckled end, but never mind. So let's crack it open. So here goes. Bit flat, but then again, so's Old Rosie. It's quite clear, which is not what Old Rosie's like, but here we go. Give it a pour. Yeah, it looks pretty flat to me. Oh, I don't know then. So there you go. Oh, a little bit of carbonation in there. So let's have a smell. There's no real smell to it. It's nice and fruity, very fruity. It's got a bit of a sharpness to it. It's not flat, it's quite well carbonated really. It's, what can I say, it's just a nice, it's a nice drink, and it's not unlike Old Rosie, except this is a bit fizzier. So I think this is success. I think it's success. Let's have a look at what the percentage came out. 5.8% it came out. So that's pretty damn good. It was bottled on the, it says here, the 15th of November. So it's had a little while in the bottle, so it's not a bad pint. You know, I never used to like ciders before, and it's always Sushi absolutely loves ciders, so that's the reason I started making them. And watching Roy Lakey Lake's cider making malarkey, I thought I'll have a go at that. And I've always been intrigued with this bloody you know, breeding, if you like, or multiplying the yeast so that you can use it for further brews. And I love the idea of that, and I love the sense of achievement that you get from doing that and growing it on from such a tiny, weeny little thing. It's a bit parental, really, I suppose, isn't it? From like a little bloody sperm, isn't it? But it's growing it and growing it and growing it until you make a fantastic bloody drink like this for peanuts, really. I mean, it's a bloody, what is it? It's just cheap apple juice, and you know, you've bred the bloody little baby that's produced a beautiful cider from it. So can't whack that. Any road up. Thanks for watching the old farts from start to finish with the what do we call it? Yeast cultivation, to making a nice, beautiful, Old Rosie, slightly fizzy, clearer cider. So cheers.